Yo, what is a cipher? Hey, yo, what is a cipher? What's a short? What's called a cipher? Yo, it's called the cipher. We can build a cipher with the short. The cipher is a circle with all points connected. When you get your boogie off and the weak get disrespected. The cipher is so sacred, takes place on hollow ground. B-boys seek the battle on a mission to follow sound. Beatbox DJ, banging on the table is the way we settle beef since the days of Cain and Abel. Ask Pop Master Fable, the jams at the MC. With DJs battle for world supremacy. The cipher's not always round, but always on the square. Breakers be on the ground, but I'm gonna put the weed in the air. The cipher's like the wheels of steel and scratch, it makes me itch. I get hyper with the lyrical skills when the DJ catch my pitch. When the fader's being switched, everything live in the mix, but still off the cut like I wear it on my wrist. What is a cipher? What is a cipher?
The cipher, the cryptic writer, the mind igniter. I'm a rhymer designer, a line after line of rhymer. See, I'm an 80s rhymer, the crazy kind of you can't phase me rhymer. I write raw shit like I'm writing no baby diapers. I blaze these ciphers with basic shit. Savage, I'm one that killed for 8 type shit. Hit after hit, all classics, spitting the grit. You talk that hickory dick, you getting lickety split. This what you get, you ain't taking nothing from me. The goat that steps to KRS is the goat that's getting courage. Brain matter, I'm the original face slapper. So many years, must have forgot we used to chase rappers. Now I'm bust on these nappy-headed hoes, I must. You ain't bad boy, talk big, get your eye popped. That fake shit's not us, you know how Fresh Prince is. Career killer, I write death sentences. Hey, yo, what is a cipher? Hey, yo, what is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher? We can build a cipher with the short. Time is of the essence, every breath another second. I'm down with martial law, fighting through the game like Tekken. I ain't got no weapon when I camel walk like Johnny. Ringing bells when I rock the mic is poison like I'm Ronnie. Bob and weave through the dish and pull off in a new edition. Rapping is fundamental, whack MCs be steady riffing. I just stay in my lane when I'm on a scout like Kiffin. Look for volunteers when there's a drought, I'm in the kitchen. Cooking up some special trees, not talking trout when I'm fishing. I cruise through a hump with heavy clout when I'm on a mission. I'm special with the verse, every line in education. While y'all wrestle with the verse, I rhyme in meditation. Standing on one leg, balanced on the lotus, but still packed an eye for judgmental niggas who ain't the SCOTUS. You can roll with this when you done past the lighter. Rhymes going counterclockwise around the cipher. What is a cipher? What is a cipher? What is a cipher? You see what it is? That's the cipher by your man Hakeem Green. Channel live and direct, BDP all day, every day. Featuring the Blast Master, KRS-One, produced by Ron Lawrence. Big shout out to Turtle Gang on the video. This is IZM Sports, episode 167. What up, Coach?
What's good, Hot?
How I sound? Good? I'm good? No echo?
You sound great, brother. Sound great.
AT&T acting right today. Listen, we got a special show. We're going to switch the schedule around a little bit. We should be talking about, well, we usually talk about football, but we got a special guest in the building. You might know this brother by the name A Butta.
Oh, one of the great.
Hey. What's goody?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
What's up, Hawk? How you been?
Everything's good, bro. Well, a lot happened in the last week since the last show. Lots happening. There'll be some changes happening pretty soon. So
what's up, Coach E?
That's got me a little worried.
What's going on, A Butta?
Good to see you, good brother.
All right.
Yeah, man. So, we got a whole crew that'll be popping in at some point. My brother Wes, he's out in Houston. My brother Cliffy, he's down in North Carolina. KG from Naughty by Nature, of course, is going to be chiming in from Jersey. But we're gonna just jump right in and let the Madison folks know who you are. A Butta, basketball, street ball, Rucker Park legend.
Yes,
RUCKER
sir.
Park legend, you already know. Hollywood, aka whole lot of game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Won a lot of championships out there. I'm a 5-time EBC champion winner.
Oh wow! Big shout out and rest in peace to Greg Marius.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. He's the basketball thing was happening, but we got a chance to perform as Channel Live at Rucker Park. Probably this is like 95, 96. Thanks. And so that whole experience of b-ball culture and hip-hop culture, to me, it's kind of like one and the same. What we've been able to do as where we come from with the game of basketball, flipping and bouncing, changing around. It's just not college, pros, high school. It's this whole other thing, street ball. So let's hop into where you're from and how you got involved in basketball.
Well, you already know your boy A Butta, Adrian Walton. I'm from Harlem. I'm from Harlem. I'm very, very big in New York City. I went to Fordham University. Me and Smush Parker played in the backcourt together with Bob Hill. Bob Hill was my coach. I moved around a little bit. I kind of went to junior college after Fordham University and University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. Then I went to another junior college in Riverside, California. I won the conference finals there in Orange County. So, I didn't just play in New York. I kind of traveled around, America, and played and against different competition as I was growing up. But mostly people know me from playing at the Rucker. I started off with a guy by the name of Tony Rosa, and I played with him and I won a championship. And then I went and played with Fat Joe because he couldn't win against Tony. So he brought me from Tony Rosa, and I wound up playing on his team. And then we won 3 championships in a row. So I'm kind of part of that iconic, verse where he says, my team didn't really have to play to win the championship, and lean back. Yeah, I really was a part of that.
Again, at hip hop, b-ball, effect. But coming up in Harlem, who or what inspired you to pick up the rock and take it seriously?
Cameron is my cousin, by the way, just to let you know. So it's my family, I just grew up around basketball. I live on 138th, 139th, and 7th. So if I turned the corner on 139th, I would run into rest in peace, Big L. I grew up around Big L. I go down the street to 139th and Lenox, Mace's right there. I go to 140th, Herb McGruff. I go to 142nd, Dame Dash is there. So I go to 144th, Votto and Jay Mills is there. So I grew up around a bunch of rappers and basketball players. You know what I mean? Basketball was the thing in our culture.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. We had Bobito on a few years ago, and I was expressing to him how I felt about basketball in terms of hip hop culture. How it's there is this thing about basketball and how we relate to it that's very familial with hip hop culture. So you talking about sports and music, the two go kind of hand in hand. We talking about hip hop, rap, and basketball, all the way down to Cold Crush and Wild Style. Curtis Blow making the song Basketball.
That's how Greg really started the EBC. I think he was part of a rap group, and I think he played against another rap group, and I forgot the DJ back at that time, but he was the only DJ that was putting this stuff together. And then he wound up getting those guys to play against each other, and Greg started EBC Rucker Park. From there, he went from 139th Street and then went up to 155th. But it's I live right down the street. Like I said, Greg Marius lived on 138th between 7th and 8th Avenue, and I live on 7th Avenue. So he's an icon to me. A lot of the things that I've learned how to do and understand how to do is by watching him in my community and what he was doing with basketball and just bringing the culture together, utilizing public figures. I watched him tie a lot of things together, which helped, the tournament and people like myself grow. It was guys like me that he was trying to help, that was coming from the street, probably wasn't ranked or didn't get to go to Catholic school and didn't have like the All-American or publicity like Andre Barrett or Omar Cook or Talik Brown back then at that time. So being able to play against those guys in a rucker, it was totally different than playing against them on a high school level, which I never got a chance to do. But being that people was able to see that competition because of all of the resources that Greg had at Rucker, I was able to have the same, like, how do you say it, star status like those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, you talk about EBC at Rucker Park, but Rucker Park has a long standing tradition in history that, I don't know how far it dates back, was 60s, 50s?
I'll probably say the 60s, 70s. I would say around Dr. J's time.
Yeah.
Julius Erving. Yeah.
Kareem too. Kareem played at the Rucker, didn't he? No?
Kareem? Nah, I don't think that. I think he was playing at Holcomb Rucker. But there was a tournament that's always been there called Holcomb Rucker.
Right. So just having that lineage and legacy, and like you saying, Greg at EBC being able to create this thing where you were able to, stamp your name. How does that feel to be a part of that tradition?
To be honest with you, it's like if you were talking to like the NBA players, like right now, I would feel like I think my championships matter to me because, like, it's an honor to be able to play in that tournament, knowing all of the history and the guys that played there, like before me, Joe Hammond, the Destroyer, Pee Wee Kirkland. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of guys that was, but I kind of like look at it as just being part of the tradition of being on the Hall of Fame, just based off of my championships, being able to play with Kareem Reed and Stephon Marbury, Lamont Jones, Charles Jones, you know what I mean? Like, rest in peace, Big Strick, John Strickland, to be able to play with Ali Mo, these guys growing up, rest in peace to him as well. But being able to play with them, it was one thing, but to play against the Jamal Tinsleys and the Rafer Alstons and, all of these different guys that came and played at that time, Jamal Crawford, etc. I was able to win championships. So it's like now that I'm a little bit older and can look back at that history, I'm more proud of just being a 5-time champion. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. But that's kind of like how I carry myself. Like I was like a Kobe in the Rucker. You know what I mean? Right. And that was my NBA. You know what I'm saying? So, for me to be able to get a chance to, like I said, most people, if you Google it, I'm the kid that played against Vince Carter when he came to play at the Rucker. So I'm the kid that at 17 years old had 45 when he was Rookie of the Year in the NBA. So now today you look at it, he's just getting his jersey retired. He's a Hall of Famer. That's part of my history. You know what I'm saying? For someone like him, 20 years later, he goes on the Fat Joe show and he remembers this kid. You see what I'm saying? So to finally hear how he felt about that game and remembering my name and who I was, you know what I'm saying? It was good to hear that and know that I'm a part of that kind of history, which I'm grateful for that Greg, he built a platform for things like that, for guys like me. I'm grateful for that, to be a part of that.
Nice. Yo, Coach, I know you probably got some questions. Don't let me hog the interview. You're on mute, brother. Coach, you're on mute.
Yep. It's amazing, coming from, high school ball, getting the opportunity to play at the EBC, which was a cultural phenomenon, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. What can you tell the young people who, a lot of them are going through the same thing these days? They may not have that avenue to get directly to college. They might have to go to JUCO. They might have to, take another route. What can you tell them to, because you really persevered and still made a huge name for yourself in that circuit, street ball circuit, but also just keeping your basketball dream alive to play, You know, what can you tell the young people, you know, to just keep going, because you're at the end of the day, your talent will come to the top. You know.
Uh, one of the main things that I would say to the younger generation is, if I was talking to my younger self and learning from my younger self, I would put it as, don't chase the money, chase your passion. I kind of like got caught up chasing the money, so I missed out on probably a lot of opportunities, not even realizing that at the time. In other words, I wouldn't go and play nowhere unless I got paid.
Mm.
So it's a
Mhm.
lot of games and places that I might have missed that might have been for me. And that attitude kept me out of the gym, which made me the dog that I was. And I started to learn that as I got older. You know what I mean? That, you know, your passion should keep you in the gym. Your passion should keep you wanting to strive for more. And it's hard to say to a younger person, especially knowing we all, a majority of them are coming from poverty. You know, who are you to be telling people not to chase money today? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But I feel
Mhm.
like the best advice that I could give them that I've learned from that was, the more that you put into your passion, the money comes. It's hard for you to see that at the moment when you're in it, but I've learned that, you know, a lot came after. And I say that because my mental at the time, playing with all of these older guys, you gotta understand, I'm an 81 baby. So, you know, if I was playing at 17, Vince Carter was 21, 23, 24 years old. These guys already went to college. So I was doing this at a very young age against grown men. So
And you
my
put
mental, yeah, my mental is what I'm, you know, really trying to give back to the next generation, that, you know, stick to your passion and work on being a better person and work on your mental. Because the more you focus on that, the money winds up coming when you're doing the right things behind that. I'm just saying that a lot of time we don't focus on that because we're focused on how much money we're going to get, or if we're going to, when you start to put more
Mhm.
focus on that, that's more momentarily than longevity. So I'm grateful that I learned from that, because that's what has kept me now into the game and on another level when it comes to business. A lot of the things that I was moving so fast on at a young age, I take more of my time now to learn and, you know, do a little more due diligence so that I can be within the long run with whatever it is that I do, not just for the moment.
yeah. Well, to
Yeah, I,
that
I
point,
always tell kids I coach to follow their passion, and the money will come. But not just following the passion, but perfecting your passion is key. You know, stay in the gym, just keep getting better, and the money, like you said, that will come. So that those are powerful words to give to the young people.
yeah. So to that point, I do want to go back to Rucker Park, and then we want to talk
Mm-hmm.
about basketball before you break out. But talk about on our block and what that's about. I think that ties into the conversation that we're having right now.
On Our Block is a financial service company. It's like a Chime, it's like a Greenwood. And basically, you know, they really wanted to tap in more than just giving, you know, working with people with bank accounts. They really wanted to tap into the underprivileged community, which is Black people. They really wanted to help Black people, you know, start to understand what it is about getting money. What do we do with money? You know, and a lot of times you can't go into Chase and have these conversations. So because, you know, a lot of things nowadays is done by app and done on the phone, I wanted to reach out to them. I mean, they reached out to me, and I've built something with them to where I help them get in contact with the community through what I'm doing with my podcast, meaning all the different resources and ties that I have. I feel like it comes from inner cities. So, you know, with all of the NBA players and the rappers and celebrities that I've met from that platform at Rucker, it all ties into, you know, now me doing the podcast and me being a legend. They all come and they talk with me, but adding the financial literacy part to it, meaning how did they build wealth from scratch? You know, they came from the same places that I came from, but they made some better choices. They made some different choices. So now being able to bring a financial service platform to be able to just help people when it comes to what we're doing with money and finding a better way for us to get money. There's a lot of times that I just feel like they took the time to use me as like I don't want to say guinea pig, but I was more of the first investment that I felt like I needed to see in order for them to trust them to know that that's what they're really willing to do in the communities that I'm going to have them involved in. So first, if we just sometimes need funding. A lot of us have a lot of great ideas. A lot of us sometimes are doing good work, but 9 times out of 10, it's the funding part that we have a hard time with. So, based on a lot of situations and things like that, I looked at this and felt like, this is a good opportunity to see how someone could come and help fund something that I'm doing. And if I can put them in a space where they're around some good resources that they now can build from, and then from there, we now can tap into these communities and utilize the celebrities that we're talking with and help the communities that they're in with this financial service. You know what I mean? So that was key to me, was seeing how they started with me and they invest into my dream. Now I'm sitting here building with them, willing to go into these other communities through these celebrities that I've already interviewed to now do the same things that they did with me with others, because that's what we need. Sometimes, if you can get, like I said, the celebrities, they all have nonprofits, they all have foundations. And once again, there's a lot of things that I'm just saying we wasn't educated on. A lot of people grew up where the game was to be sold, not to be told. And now we're able to help each other with, knowledge in a different way. I feel like I'm teaching financial literacy in a different way because I'm having conversations like this. And this is not hard for our people to be able to hear, to be able to say, okay, well, I do follow this person, I do watch this person. You don't just want to hear about their mishaps. You don't want to just hear about the negative things. What if you could learn, how or what they invest in? I mean, find the good things and now of someone that they call a social influencer. So I'm just trying to change the whole dynamic and way of utilizing a financial service company and kind of bring that into inner cities and try to help build up inner cities, whether it's through the celebrities, through the public officials. Like I said, once we start learning, sorry to say, you wonder why Trump has so many companies, right? Once you start understanding business, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, not to,
absolutely.
I'm just being honest,
Yep.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to spend too much time on it. However, we're all companies, whether you start a company or you just operate under your corporate self. That's a whole nother conversation. The podcast, let's talk about that. The name of it and who you've had it
first.
Yeah. Streets first, right?
Streets first, yeah. I feel like no matter where you at, where you come from, especially if it's an inner city, you got to go through the streets first. And that's what I want to reach. I want to reach the streets. I want to be able to reach the people and teach them how to build wealth from scratch. And I think that we could do that through, what they call social influence. Today, you guys would call celebrities back then, but they're social influencers today. So however I can use people that is social influencing on other people and try to ask them through my journalism, because that matters, you know what I mean? The questions that is going to help the audience learn something that might empower, motivate, inspire them. I feel like, everybody do podcasts, but you're not too inspired today. And I understand that a lot of people also think that it's about views and followers, et cetera, but it's really about making sure that your people are hearing something that can help change their lives. You know what I'm saying? As long as something that is being spoken about that's helped changing people's lives, that's what I'm doing. I have access to, people that can't go to people's house, can't hang out, with these type of people. And I do that on a regular with them. So I feel like because I was never a person that, I played with Joakim before he went to Florida. Just imagine that. Joakim Noah played with the University of Florida's first year. He was on the bench. He came and played with me in the Rucker, went back the next year and won 2 championships in a row and said on national TV, EBC Rucker. That gave me my heart. Why? Because it was just about who you play with and who inspires you. And then you see him go play with D Rose. You hear how he talks about D Rose. Certain people can inspire you and motivate you. So, like I said, I was never a person that was mad I didn't make it to the NBA because I got a chance to see Danny Green, Joakim Noah, Ben Gordon. These are all guys that I grew up with playing with Riverside Church Gauchos. But to see them grow, now I can go to them and do business. And the real thing about doing business with people that are successful, Danny Green's a 3-time NBA champion on 3 different teams.
Yep.
I mean, but they need to see a liaison. They celebrities, social influencers, they need to see somebody doing the groundwork. And that's why I'm streets first. I'm in the streets doing the groundwork to make them feel comfortable about investing. They have made money. They want to write their money off. They want to do good. They want to invest back in the communities, but they need to see good liaisons.
Yes. Yes. Hey, can you tell us, the give us your social media tags, you already talked about the podcast, but how people can kind of follow what you're doing and kind of get linked into everything you're doing, because the financial literacy part is extremely important, with young people, so they know how to capitalize off of what they're doing. Like everybody is doing, whether it's their TikTok videos or, their Instagram stories, they're all doing that. And a lot of times they're looking to monetize it, but even in monetizing it, they don't necessarily know how to invest that money and how to take
competition.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I feel like why continue to take a picture with somebody when you can do business with them?
Right.
I mean, we all happy that we know somebody, but do you realize why you know somebody? And I mean, that's just up to you and how much you want to learn who you are. So that's another thing about, being able to give a lot of this back, talking to the younger generation and learning from the mistakes that I've made, because I had a lot to grow from. So nowadays it's like, you can follow me on Instagram at Butta World 3, BUTTA twice World 3. You can follow my podcast on Streets First Podcast is on Instagram and it's on YouTube. Tomorrow, actually, Rashad Bilal comes out, the co-founder of Earn Your Leisure.
Yep.
And it's just things like that, like to watch guys like him and his friends, become so big in the financial literacy world, and to watch what they're doing. He also understands that there's another level of people that need to be able to hear that from a different way. And you guys these are guys that I'm saying that are literally giving the knowledge away, which we're supposed to be doing. And to me, that's the only way, that's the only real way to bridge the gap.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We can easily bridge the gap by what? Just gaining more knowledge. And I just think that, being able to connect with people like him, with his interview coming out tomorrow, and Tim Thomas, his interview comes out in December. You know what I'm saying? I made sure I saved him for the last one of season 3. You know what I mean? But it's things like that. I want to make sure that people know, I just want to speak on him for a second. Paramus, just to watch him go to a school knowing that he didn't have to go to that school. He could have went anywhere being who he is, but knowing that he wants to start from the ground up and build something. Those are the people that, I want to spotlight and put a highlight on, on my podcast, because there's a new way of looking at what is leaders today.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I don't think that, a lot of us are putting, a lot of a spotlight more on, what it is to be a leader. I think a lot of us are looking at, followers and likes and how that monetize, when really you monetize becoming a better you.
Yes.
I can only say this from experience, from learning from the mistakes that I've just made to understand why things have turned around and starting to be in a better way for me. And that's what I want to give back to the next generation. I don't think that that's just for me. I think that that's why I'm still here in the hood and able to be comfortable the way that I am, because I've learned from a lot before me to where this is where I'm able to still do good work. Not, what I've watched before, no disrespect, but it's a slavery mindset a little bit with the people before me. So I can understand why it was hard for them to give some of the knowledge. They told me I had to make it out like they did. And I didn't understand that. I was like, I grew up with you guys and I watched how you guys became successful. Where's a resource? But then you have to say, you know what, well, let me just work hard and become a liaison so that these guys can see it's worth working with me, instead of, feeling that someone owed. There's an entitlement that comes with people knowing other people, that you attach yourself to other people's success. And that's another poverty thing that we're stricken with, because we don't really see success. So we tie ourselves to a lot of people that we're close to or see success. And then there's a thing of entitlement that comes with that, not even realizing who we are. And I'm grateful for some of the things that I went through, because I've learned now that I had to go through that to really understand and learn who I am, to know where I could be going. And that was the greatest thing that I could have ever learned, man.
So
good stuff.
I love this conversation, and what I'm about to say, it might not be appropriate considering the conversation, but to the message, the question you text me, of course.
I'm
popping in and out as I'm trying to eat and do that.
You know why I do that?
I've been sparking madism.
Hey, yo, Hawk, watch this. Hey, yo, I do that because sometimes when people say they want to talk basketball and sports, I don't look at myself as, how do you say it, a role model. So it's hard for me to say that, you want to help the next generation, but you sitting there and you smoking weed, and I am who I am. But just hear me. That's why I'm saying to you, I ask these questions to make sure that you appropriate. Why? Because I don't like to preach something knowing that they're still watching. You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm not one of those. You know what I mean?
Listen, I was a school teacher from 1990 to 94, right? Got the record deal. Madism comes out 94, 95. I'm in the tunnel like 95, 96, blowing it down. And one of my former students rolled up on me, Mr. Green, what you over there doing sparking? I was like, yo, kind of weird, because, Mr. Green, they didn't even attach me smoking weed to being a school teacher because of how I handled myself and presented myself at all times. However, being a creative, being an artist, being, hip hop to the T, madism, enough said. So
got you. Thank you.
That question, but I'm glad, because the nature of the conversation that we're having and where we kind of took it is kind of good that we wasn't, just.
That's why people love what's real. If you can't do that and make sure that if I can't believe you if you're not going to really show me who you are. If you're just trying to talk to just make me feel like this, I could go to church to hear that. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying that I want to be able to at least respect the person that I know is being real with his good and his bad. I trust a person like that. I appreciate that too.
Yeah, big shout out to JT, no doubt. So I know you said you got to go. You got.
I got 7:45. You straight?
All right, cool. Because I was talking to my homeboy Shawnell Scott earlier today, and he told me about this situation between Fat Joe's team and Jay-Z's team, and there was a power outage. It got canceled, and Jokers didn't show. So it's a couple rumors out there about how that. So I was hoping you could maybe shine some light on that whole situation.
I'm gonna tell you the real story because I'm real, and I don't like the narrative that they all try to portray out there, because I really do know the story.
All right.
So there was a coin toss. First thing first, if you won a championship the year before, you automatically get to pick the bench that you sit on if you make it to the championship again. So in other words, if you look, Rucker kind of is a hill towards 8th Avenue. you would want the bench, but on 8th Avenue. Why? Because you get the going up the hill towards the handball court first, and you get the last one coming down. So if you win, you automatically want that bench closest to 8th Avenue. So we won the year before after winning 2 in a row. But long story short, Mousy, the head coach, winds up getting gassed by OG Juan from Rock Nation now. He got gassed from OG Juan at the time because he was the coach for Jay-Z's team earlier in the day before the game to get the bench. And he lost the coin toss. So, you know, these guys is all cool now, but you got to understand, I'm telling this story because even though they had all of these celebrities and people was really wanting to see that game, I'm a person that really missed out on playing a game that that was my NBA, and that game never happened because of things like this that I'm getting ready to tell you, but it's over with now, but people should really know the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way that they spent that and try to say it was a blackout. Like, really find out the days of when the game was and when the blackout was, and you'll see that this is all a lie, okay? Yep. But anyway, they did a coin toss, and Mousy lost the coin toss. But back then, you know, Joe didn't really like Jay and them like that. So earlier, you know, Juan and 2 guys, they came early to the game and they sat on the bench. And I'm quite sure if you see any footage of, you know, when Fat Joe came out and Steph had his son on his neck, we come out as a mob, as a team. Like, there's a real, like, he comes out with a real squad. Like, they come out real deep. Mm-hmm. Imagine all of those people with Fat Joe, and he doesn't like Jay-Z and them, and he comes up to OG Juan and them and tell them, get up off that bench. Ooh. I don't, this is my team. I don't care what Mousy did earlier. He's a coach. I own this team. We sitting here. Get up.
Wow.
I want you to know how you think OG Juan went on that bus and told Jay how Fat Joe and them is coming out here in the park. So even though they make it seem like, you know, they didn't get off the bus because they felt the energy from Fat Joe. They all cool now, but it didn't seem like it was going to be a basketball game. And maybe that was because, like I said, Mousy shouldn't have took that coin toss earlier to be even put in that situation. We would have had to see a great game and let whatever happen happen. Right. But just that energy right there before everything, people don't never speak about telling the truth. My team, we signed in the book, 5 of us. So you got to understand, like Reggie Freeman, there are a couple, Jamal Crawford, these are my guys. They on the bus. Only 2 guys got off the bus and signed them because they played with Fat Joe before and they cool with Joe. So it wasn't like they felt any energy. You get what I'm trying to say?
Like, I don't know none of this. I hit my man up. I was like, yo, I want to, got A Butta coming on the show. You know, what should I ask him? He was like, ask him about the Rucker Park game between Jay-Z team and Fat Joe team. And no matter what he say, I was out there. They saw me. So we should have had that game. A lot of people was there, and the streets, the people deserve to see that game. Why? Because they went undefeated on one side and we went undefeated. So, you know, Fat Joe always felt like Jay-Z was trying to come and get his shine there. And we just won 2 years in a row, and he comes up there, and the tournament is already sponsored by Reebok. So he felt like, you know, Greg kind of like, you know, even though he got this love for Fat Joe being up here and winning, this is Jay-Z. You see what I'm trying to say? So it was like Joe didn't like that. You know what I mean? And if we're being honest, it's like the people they missed seeing his NBA players and all the NBA players that Fat Joe had. But I was part of a game where Fat Joe came. Fat Joe flew in. What's my man name? Jermaine O'Neal, Sean Marion, Sean Marion, Katino Mobley, Steven Jackson, Al Harrington, Stephon Marbury. They all played against Murder Inc. That's the game that we won a big bag from Chris Gotti, Irv Gotti, against Murder Inc. They had Baron Davis, Derek Anderson, but they couldn't keep up, man. He was mad that he brought Jermaine O'Neal. But this is my brother. This is Wes Henderson. You met Cliff earlier. Coach E, of course, has been rapping.
What's up, good brothers?
Notorious
legend. I don't know if you caught wind or you know who this is, Wes, but this is a Rucker Park legend. He dropped 45 on Vince Carter when he was 17. That's the same year Vince won Rookie of the Year. This brother right here, when he was 17, dropped 45 on Vince.
Whole lot of game. That's what they called me. A whole lot of game.
A whole lot of game.
A whole lot of game.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so he's been on since 7. He got to dip out pretty soon. I don't know if Cliff, you want to throw a question at the brother before we lose him, but Wes also, if you guys got any questions for the brother.
Nah, I just want to give you mad props. I love obviously everything your career is stellar, but what you do with the community, with the kids, the podcast, and your message overall. I mean, the key in all this is networking and getting a good word out, however you can do it. And you know, that's what
I feel we stronger together, man. We got a lot of, you know, we talk brotherhood, but a lot of us wasn't taught how to, you know, we all come from different families, so we really wasn't taught how to really treat each other and be like brothers. Right. And I think a lot of that comes from, like I said, you know, being from poverty. You know, all the things that come in poverty, it's hard for us to trust and build and believe in one another. So, like I said, I know what I came from, and that's what I'm trying to do through my podcast and through the different resources that I have, you know, continue to, you know, build with the like-minded brothers and, you know, build a brotherhood to show the next generation that we are stronger together. And we leaders, you know, we don't have to let people tell us who the leaders are. We are our own leaders. You know what I mean? The same way you could go and start your own business. These are things that we have to start empowering, inspiring, motivating. You know, a lot of us was taught love differently. So a lot of people don't really know how to show love. And I think that, you know, with love, there's no conditions. There's no conditions when it comes to love. So when you tell somebody you love them, make sure that you don't love them just for something, or, you know, you love them unconditionally. So that's what we have to start doing more with each other, loving each other beyond the limits of our prejudices.
Wes, we got 2 minutes. You want to throw a question at the brother?
Well, I think I heard it when he said he got a whole lot of game. That's the Rucker tournament. I think I heard of the brother before. So I'm just it's a pleasure to meet you. I apologize for being late. You know, we kind of missed the N1 tournament. I thought that was probably one of the best basketball out there for a little while. The pros will go out there on in the summertime, and that was the place to be. And the pros of pros went out there to do their thing. And I know you guys just look forward to that for sure.
That was one thing that I was excited about, you know, main event. That's my guy, Wally Dixon.
I went to school with Wally. I did go to school with Wally. I went to Rutgers.
Yeah, okay.
And he was a freshman when I was a senior.
Bone Collector, you know, a lot of guys, you know, they made their name. Future, you know, I watched Future 3 different decades. Think about that, 3 different decades. You know what I mean? Wow. So there's a lot that comes from street ball. Right now, Chris Gotti, he's starting a paid professional street ball league in New York, in Harlem, at the PAL every Sunday. If you guys get a chance, on 19th and Manhattan Avenue. But it's called the Clash Pro League. Check it out. But this is what it's all about. You know, Greg had to do business with ESPN, NBA TV. Chris Gotti has his own app, Clash TV, you know, and that is what I'm proud about, to see the evolution of street ball, where these guys now don't have to go overseas. They can stay here close to their family and get paid, you know, to watch people, you know, just trying to start these different ways, you know. And like I said, because I'm watching tournaments, you know, the Queen of Harlem tournament last year, y'all, this girl has a tournament in Harlem for $50,000. The coaches get 25, the players get 25. This summer coming up, 2025, is for $100,000. The championship is in the Barclays Center. If y'all don't think that I'm not hurrying up and trying to get ahead of this curveball and teach financial literacy, hey, let me tell you something. We are all starting to get money, but we don't know what to do with it.
Thanks.
And if we're not being taught that, we don't know how to save. We don't know what to invest in. So there's a whole mindset of trying to, like I said, use my journalism and trying to question the celebrities, the social influencers, and speaking to them to where when the listener is being able to hear this, they can learn from that and then be inspired and then want to go and do that for themselves, not, you know, have all of this hate and all of this negativity and thinking about themselves from all of that other stuff that they're hearing. You know, try to help them feel inspired about, you know, the money that we want. And we can do it, but, you know, sometimes, like I said, it's just a matter of us being able to, you know, make sure that we have these conversations with the people that we need to be having, and we hold to these standards and call them what we call them. But like I said, I want to be able to use those people to help change that narrative of what it means to go pro. Right. Think about it. What it means to go pro is not to the league, man. It means professional. We got to teach them how to become pro, not just in basketball. They could become pro. They don't know who the STEM guy is. He's rich, man. He's a black guy too. I mean, we got to start learning these names and things. And that's why I'm trying to, you know, I touch Naisha Butler. That's what she's doing, the STEM program. You know, Tyrone Grant, you know, he team first, you know, he went to St. John's. But you reach out to the people that you played basketball with, you grew up, they got foundations and programs, but they're teaching the next generation a different way to go pro. It's not just, I mean, I love basketball. Yeah, but everybody's not going to be a LeBron James. Everybody's not making it to the league. So how do we help the next generation learn how to handle money? And look at them. You guys spoke to me about junior college, and he asked me a question. Do you know that a lot of kids right now, because they're getting paid in high school, they're not even going to college. They're not going to go and do that. So a lot of the guys that's going to be going overseas is going to be the junior college kids, is going to be the D2 kids. Those guys are going to be getting paid a lot of money overseas because what? The D1 kids is getting what? NIL money. Yeah. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Whether they make it to the league or not, that's why financial literacy a different way is so important right now. If we're not helping them understand this now at a young age, then what you think? We're just gonna keep that cycle going. And I'm quite sure you brothers know we all have blew a lot of money without the knowledge that we kind of like have now. Just not saying that we needed to know some of this stuff, but like I told you, imagine if some people put you on to some things and we had a different perspective of all that we all five of us have accumulated in our lives. I'm quite sure we'll be doing some different stuff, right?
Absolutely. About to make me tear up right now thinking about it.
I know you got, I'm just saying, when I know I'm sitting on the phone, I know I'm here and I'm talking to people like this, I know you brothers have been through some things and seen some things. And that's why, you get what I'm saying? I feel like it's important that we use our resources and find ways to help change that narrative, because we can do that. And the more and more we get together, like I said, I know it's hard because everybody now on the same page, but that's why I used that word. Find the like-minded brothers. Yep. You know who you are. You know how you move. You know what you're about. Find the like-minded brothers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So before we let you go, we need your socials one more time. Let people know to
one more time. Your boy Adrian Walton on Facebook. Butta World, BUTTA WORLD, the number 3 on Instagram, Butta World 3. Streets First Podcast on Instagram, Streets First Podcast on YouTube, Streets First PC on Twitter. Follow me, join and subscribe, tap in, tell a friend. Reach out to me. If you got business, reach out to me. Let's connect some dots. I might know somebody that, like I said, I feel like I'm the middleman. I come from the streets. I don't try to make no points, but I do hear both sides and I try to connect the dots.
For sure. Brother, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank y'all for having me.
It's your home. So whenever you want to come in and talk about some things, you know, I would like to talk about, you know, the league, season, get your opinion on as things progress. So, you know,
let's tap in. We locked in already. You know that. So let's tap in more. I'm coming through. Let's do it. Today was a little because I got something. But besides that, I'll tap in anytime.
This is your home. Whenever you want to, you know, we'll make it happen. There it is.
I appreciate that, man. Much love.
All right. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Y'all fellas have a blessed night. Salute.
Peace.
That was a dope conversation. conversation right there.
Yeah, that's much needed, man.
Yeah. We actually 24 hours apiece, and the project he was talking about on our block. We got some things cooking. Hopefully, we can get it prepared. Nice little meals, chef up some plates, and bring financial literacy to the people that need it, like he said earlier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about some football,
though.
And I want to chill. I want to start with the Chicago Bears and what Caleb Williams is.
Can I say something real quick about football?
Okay. Yes.
Last year, I won the suicide pool. This year, I won the suicide pool.
Nice. Damn, already?
Yeah, 10 weeks. 10 weeks is over.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So, and you said Chicago, it just reminded me of my weekend, because, huh?
Hold something? No,
I'm still trying to hold it. I'm trying to hold it in my room in here, and nobody else can hold it.
Man. But, the last few, well, not more than a few years, Chicago's been trashed for quite a while right now.
Since 85.
Since 85. with this particular coaching regime, and I don't know if we can include the GM as well. They've gone through a number of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And Caleb has taken a lot of the blame, and I hear what people are saying about his decision making. He got used to some bad habits in college, so it wasn't really. It was hard to assess what he was actually going to do on the pro level. But considering it's still a young team with a shaky offensive line, and there's no development, there's no time to actually develop him as a QB. He's taking a lot of heat, and I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on it.
Well, let me start by saying it's a tough year, particularly to measure him when you have Jaden Daniels doing what he's doing in Washington, and just seamlessly coming in and handling all his different situations, making all the throws, making all the right decisions. But I think there's a lot to be, not much to be desired about the Chicago coaching staff, and I think that's where most of the blame should go. They have no creativity. They have no even development type of skills that they've even utilized over the past 4 years, let alone what they could be showing with Caleb. But it's lack of coaching, how they lost that game 3 weeks ago, that Hail Mary, and all the antics before that. It's just lack of coaching. So as bad as Caleb has been doing, and he's been doing terrible. I mean, Locke needs to be he needs to be held accountable for a lot of that too. But the coaching staff is abysmal. I know they fired the offensive coordinator this week, but all of
is it still Eberflus? It's still Eberflus?
The coach, yeah, he's the OC.
He's not good, man.
But they fired the OC today, I think.
Hey, I wanted to ask a question. In my recollection of football, I've never seen this many coaches and coordinators fired during the season. It's like there's this new phenomena of, we got to right the wrongs during the season. Normally, you play it out, because I think the hardest thing to do, particularly with young quarterbacks and young teams who are struggling, is to bring in new people or start, kind of mid season and try and make a change. I don't think it really works, because you need that all season. You need that time together. Do any of y'all remember this happening so frequently, like during the season? Like I
don't disagree with you. I think it is crazy, but I think
who else
the part that
the Jets.
Yeah, so it's been I think it's been about 5 coordinator firings in the last 2 months, right? I think about 5.
And
but I agree with you, Coach. But I think it's the generation, man. I don't think the coaches know how to handle these players. And these players, their attention span, whether we want to admit it or not, their attention span is a second, right?
Yeah.
Because they're just built different. They don't pay attention to detail. It's a diamond in the rough now to find that player that pays attention to detail. These guys want things. They want instant success because that's how they've been brought up, and that's the society they live in. Everything is instant gratification. And I think that's part of the problem. And what owners are seeing is the same thing. They're losing the locker rooms quickly, right?
Yep.
And so they probably just have no choice because the players aren't responding. So I just think it's kind of like the generation, and that's what makes certain teams so special, like Kansas City, because he's an older guy that has been able to do what other coaches couldn't. Andy Reid, yeah. Like Belichick got out of there because he couldn't deal with these younger dudes. Like he had to I think he's reassessing it right now. And probably if he comes back, he's going to surround himself with people that can deal with that foolishness, because I don't think he really wants to deal with it either. But it's a new generation.
I want to get back to Chicago, right?
Yep.
Specifically, because I agree with Cliff. A lot of this, if not most of this, is coaching.
Yeah.
Right? We're seeing it with Caleb Williams. We saw it with Justin Fields. We saw it with we don't even know, Mitch Trubisky wasn't even that guy, right? He was the quarterback before they brought in Justin Fields.
He sucked.
It was like he switched him out with somebody else.
He's a Buffalo.
Yeah, they passed on Mahomes to draft Trubisky, have that run with him. I guess they switched the coaching staffs around, drafted Justin Fields, right? Or was the coaching staff there prior to Justin Fields being there anyway?
Justin Fields came in with the new coaching staff.
And he's like, in my opinion, I said it when they first drafted him, I felt he was being fed to the wolves. Like the game is so much faster, the players are so much stronger, quicker, hits are harder, pattern schemes, all that's just a lot to throw at somebody, going from college to NFL. Give these players some time to kind of step back. Now, like you see Jaden Daniels, he gets it off bat, he's special. Or Pat Mahomes, or like that. Those are like one-offs. Like there's like, why not sit back and really give these guys a chance to develop? Caleb Williams is shell-shocked right now. I can't see him recovering.
He's been sacked 15 times in the last 2 games. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He's holding the ball too long, though. But I mean, a lot of these, we can talk about the firings, and I agree with you, Coach. But the one firing that's justifiable is that OC. He should have been gone a couple weeks ago because they look abysmal. But I think if the right play caller changes this around a little bit, you'll see a different Caleb, because he played a lot better earlier in the year.
He sure did.
He did.
And I think they just developed. It was just a lot of bad habits developing, a lot of bad play calling, a lot of, I don't know. It's terrible, but
I don't think that's something that you pick up. Maybe you can, like, it's early in the season, so the teams that you're playing are not really on their best game. They haven't really settled in yet. So
they don't have film on you. They don't have film on you. So
they don't have film on you, so like, yeah, you can get that off, but like as we're describing, he just is told out of sorts. And I don't blame him, because it takes time to catch up to the speed of the game, this new game.
Yeah.
Going from college to pros, you USC, you flinging the ball around, you look like Mahomes, but the game is so much slower.
But he wasn't. Here's the thing about Caleb. He had bad habits at USC.
Yeah, he did.
You're just able to get away with it in college, certain things that you're not going to get away with in the pros. In the first few weeks, generally the first 3 weeks of any pro league, you can get your game off, as a rookie, because they don't have film on you. Once they start looking at film, then they got your number. They know everything you do, your tendencies and everything, and they gonna shut you down. Same thing happens in college. The first month of September, everybody looks good. Then everybody got film. They're studying you. I just think. Particularly guys who come from schools, whether it's the USC, UCLA, those type schools, they're celebrities. So they may not be putting in the time. Hey, Butta talked about this, your passion, you still got passion for the game, but you lose that sense of working on your passion. You know, I don't know if he was working on his game. One of the things you hear about Jalen Daniels is he stays in the film room. They've given him certain technology that he can use to help him better prepare and see the game in different ways. They got, the goggles or whatever, where he sees
the AI,
the Oculus goggles.
the Oculus. Yep. So, I think those things come into play. And coaches, a lot of these coaches we're seeing are just really bad coaches to begin with, and they don't know how to relate to this new generation of kids, like you said, Wes. But at the same time, I don't think they were good coaches to begin with.
Yeah.
So, a lot of it isn't really relating to the players. It's just they were bad coaches.
I think Eberflus is a bad coach. I think the Chicago coach is horrible.
Yeah.
I think the O-line is horrible. But I think that you combine everything that we're saying. I think everybody on the panel said a piece that created this shit show that's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Caleb is culpable as well because he has bad habits, right? And he's a celebrity in California. And like you said, Coach, California ball is different. Like Cliff said, these guys, they don't have the coaches are just like putrid. The offensive coordinator, the play calling was horrible. Mm-hmm. I mean, you watch the Chicago game, it's like you already know what's going to happen. Like you know nothing is going to happen. That's what the problem is, right? So it's a combination, but it's the perfect. They absolutely hit every ingredient for a perfect storm.
Yes. Yes.
Now we got JT and Thomas Breeze are kind of alluding to the same thing, which is what I was thinking. Is when you see Justin Fields with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they played him a couple games, let him get his beak wet a little bit, then you sit down and watch Russ cook.
Right.
And Russ is giving him the prime example of how to run that Pittsburgh offense.
Yes.
And Justin Fields gets to sit back, and maybe in 2 or 3 years, he'll be ready to take over.
Right. And that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, it's not often you see a rookie quarterback come into the NFL and really do well. Like
even Jalen Daniels, I think he's having a phenomenal year. But I've watched that game. He doesn't turn the ball over. That's what he's not doing. He's not really blowing up the stat sheet. He doesn't turn the rock over. That's what he doesn't do. Even his bad passes, he just doesn't put himself in harm's way. And that's a good trait, right? For now.
I think he has rookie struggles like they all have. Yeah, but like you said, he also, a lot of these kids, come in and they're so cocky. They think, their talent or their perceived talent is going to overcome, their mistakes. It's too many of these young quarterbacks come in as like gunslingers, and that's the thing that works to get you recruited to play at a high level in college. But it's the thing that'll be used against you in the pros, in the NFL. You got to be so cerebral at the NFL level, and you can't put your team in positions to lose the ball. Like, in college, your defense might get it back for you. And in the NFL, the other team's going down and score.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing Jaden does. He plays the game, above the neck. And like Russ said, he doesn't turn the ball over. So if you're not turning the ball over and you're as accurate as he is and has been, the mistakes are minimal. And he has a defense, so he's keeping them in games. Unlike Caleb, who's getting sacked. Like, imagine that, coach, 15 times in 2 games. That's just sacks. Imagine how many times he's been hit and pressured. Right, pressure. It's terrible, yo.
Yep.
He's shot.
Yep. So so switch over. Coach is gonna love this. Michael Parsons spitting bars on the mic.
Yo, they need to shut
Mike.
Shut that podcast down during the season, man. He keep putting his foot in his mouth. It's like, come on, man, just shut up. And he cleaned it up. He cleaned it up, but
he tried to clean it up. But
shut up, man. Shut up. It's not even your place to speak on that. Not to the public. Like I'm trying to figure out what happened where guys stuff that happened in the locker room just stay in the locker room.
Can we just say this? Why is it so difficult for us to understand? We all know a Michael Parsons, and we don't fuck with him. As good as he is, we all have a Michael Parsons in our life, and you put him where he needs to be, and you only deal with him when you have to. Like, I'm not impressed, man. Like, his whole stick is corny, man. As good as he could be, is just corny that he can't figure out how to like that. That podcast is not the right thing to be doing.
Not during the season. Like, don't do
it's
that.
not during the season. I don't listen, man. I get it, man. I think it's kind of fun to do stuff like that, and I get it. But you can't talk about the things you're talking about. And then him and Trayvon Diggs, I saw a little clip. They look like little schoolgirls, man. They look like corny ass schoolgirls.
34-6, and them jokers is jumping it up,
giggling, laughing, like they got their own little thing going. Like it ain't us. Like these motherfuckers, like it's corny, man.
Yeah,
it's corny.
I want to see guys. If you're gonna have your podcast, talk about something else. Talk about music. Talk about entertainment. Talk about politics. Talk about anything else, but don't talk about stuff that should be saved for the locker room. That's the one thing. Old school players, and that's what we love about Shaq and those guys. They talk about the locker room stuff, but they're far removed from it. They retired now. They didn't talk about it while they were playing.
Well, it's different because they didn't have they didn't have a pod. Technology's got it where you just.
I get that. But there was a certain level that a certain level of professionalism. You didn't do that. You don't do that. Like, this locker room is sacred, and you might talk about that stuff with your boys, your teammates, but you're not going to let the public know. You don't talk about it with reporters, and you don't get on.
Some people had back then, maybe further back in the 70s and the 80s, but in the late 90s, 2000s,
it still happened. We had violations, but we had violations before. But I think with this one. In Dallas, in particular, Jerry Jones creates this environment
and culture, yes.
Right? And so football players go to Dallas as football players, and they leave as divas.
Yes,
they forget how to play football. They understand how to run. They try to become business people. They make business decisions when they go to Dallas. They don't play football no more.
But Dallas has always had divas, though. Dion was a diva. Michael Irvin was
different, but they were different.
Yes.
Jerry wasn't bigger than them, right? And Jerry didn't create Dion. He didn't create Emmett. He didn't create Michael Irvin. Now Michael Irvin went to him for help, but those dudes were already self-made men with their ability first. These guys are coming on the scene, and they're just as gifted, but they want this attention because of like Hawk said, this new generation with the social media. These boys don't love nothing, but they like everything. They don't need love. They need likes. It's stupid.
They don't seem to take the game serious.
Nah.
Because it's not about the game.
It's not about the game for them.
They got their stardom. They got their stardom by being a cowboy. They got their money. Jerry loves them. They play in $1 billion playpen. It's just, it ain't nothing serious.
Troy, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, Charles Haley, Emmitt Smith. These are superstars.
Yes.
Superstars.
Yes.
But winning was more important. Winning football games was more important to them than these dudes. These dudes just want to win social media gatherings.
Right.
And they would check each other. Like Michael Irvin would have checked Michael Parsons. Dion would have checked Michael Parsons. Like, yo, young fella, you on your rookie contract. Shut up.
And then you got what you said, older veterans. I've been saying this for 9-10 years. DeMarcus Lawrence is the same way. And he's not good, but he's promoted to be good. So people like Michael Parsons don't like him because Michael Parsons knows he's not good. And DeMarcus Lawrence knows that he's not good. It's contagious. No, they don't get along.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they don't get along at all. D-Law and Michael Parsons don't get along. Yeah, but that's because D-Law has been a fraud his whole career, but he's on Dallas.
So everybody on the Cowboys looks like they're great, but they're not. They're on TV every week.
But it goes back to, like you said, Jerry Jones, because for all intents and purposes, Jerry Jones is as fraud as an owner.
Absolutely.
He's taking credit for when they win. He takes credit like it was him when it never has been him. It's been the coaches that he's had that could corral that talent and take him to another level. But that's been what, 30-something years? Like it's never been.
And that's one coach, basically, because that's the problem with all of this right now. There's no respect in the building. There's no, I mean, Micah does what he does because, and says what he said about Mike McCarthy because he don't respect him.
He don't respect him because the owner don't respect him.
The owner don't respect him. Right.
That's it. They don't respect him because there's no respect in the building. They know who calls the shots. The owner. That's it. Yep. Like, so it's real. It's a simple process. Like, but it's been like this for a long time.
Actually, I don't feel crazy, but just to even think, I hope Deion Sanders and his boys don't go to Dallas. I hope they do not end up.
Well, Deion said he never wanted to coach in the pros, even though that's a narrative that's being built right now. I think it's more likely he's going to Florida State because he wants to coach young men. I mean, and that's where I think he will get. I don't see him coaching and being as effective in the pros. I just don't.
I also heard him say, like he said, in terms of whether he was going to force the issue with Shador and the team that they play. And he said, look, I'm a leader of men. I lead men. And when they get to where they need to go, I let them go so they can do their thing. I don't follow my bull. I'm not following men into I lead. And then he said he was happy in Colorado.
Real simple.
Yeah. Colorado, they would be so indebted to this dude over the long haul. I mean, even right now, I mean, he's got to be considered coach of the year.
Not only that, and Cliff, I think you're exactly right. He's going to Florida State. Florida State's what, 1-7?
Oh yeah,
he's going
dumpster fire this year.
I like that call, Cliff. Florida State.
Yeah, because
that makes sense.
He's outgrown Colorado, and he's Hawk. You're right. He's coaching. Yeah, I mean, I don't think if he gets the playoff and if he wins that conference, which he should. I mean, he's going to be favored in the next 2 games.
Yep.
And if they go to the playoff, that's going to be remarkable. This team had 0 wins 3 years ago. 0.
Yep.
I mean, Prime is. He's
and you know what? I used to be a Florida State fan.
That was my team.
Florida State. Woo. That's going to be different. Didn't
he go there before Jackson State and they gave him the stiff arm?
That's what I was going to say. They told him no.
And I get that they told him no because he hadn't coached anywhere in college at the time.
Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah. I thought they made the right call.
What you did to the
be back. You know the bag that can listen.
Yeah.
If you go with the estimated bag he would have gotten, I think it was the coach before Norvell. And then what he's going to get next year.
Yeah.
Overcharge what they did.
He'll be okay.
He'll be fine. And it's the right time. I don't think he should have gone there before Jackson State or even after Jackson State. I don't think it was the time. The time is now. And he played it perfectly. Let them suck for a couple years. Now they got to come calling. Before, it looked like he wanted the job. Now they want him. So that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and think about it. Jerry don't want no parts of like Deion doesn't want to go there. Because the first interview, he's going to say, you got to have talent to win.
Yeah.
And that's going to blow Jerry up. And Deion's not stupid. He's going to be like, if I coach here, I need a GM to work here.
Yes.
He's going to say that. And Jerry's not going to want to hear that. And it's not going to be your son. That's what he's going to say. It's not going to be your son.
Right. Yeah, I don't see him going to Dallas. I definitely Cliff, you right on. I see him at Florida State, and
that makes sense.
That's going to be amazing.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, since we're on the subject, Phil, let me ask you a question because it is going to be inevitable. When do you think Jerry is going to be the end of Jerry? Because I mean,
when he dies,
man, 80. No, you really think he's going to try to hold the reins until he dies?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on, let's not get it twisted.
Y'all really do think that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cliff, tomorrow nor today is promised to anyone.
I realize that, but what I'm saying is, I think we all can agree that Jerry is losing it. And I'm talking about publicly. Like now, some of these statements and all this stuff, this is like, so you really think he's not going to take himself out of the game?
No. What? Hey, Cliff. What?
Wow.
Not even a little bit.
What rich white man takes themselves out of the game? He don't answer to nobody.
I get it, and it is his.
Look, Donald Sterling ain't take himself out the game.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
They don't. It's not in them to do that. It's not in them.
Donald Trump ain't gonna take himself out the game.
That's what I was going to say.
Word.
That's what I was going with that one. I was like, this cat is 79 years old. He ain't trying to come out the game.
Yep. And isn't Jerry older than that?
Yeah, Jerry's in his 80s.
Yeah, I think 82, 81, 82, something like that.
Yeah, he going to the day he die.
80.
But think about it. I'm sure his son is like, yo, Dad, you can let me take over. I got it.
That would be worse.
To his
that
son.
would be worse. Let me tell you, the first thing he's gonna do to his son is fire Will McClay, the black dude that makes all the draft, like that does all the scouting. They're gonna fire him first, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're gonna say that that's the guy that's technically been the GM, and he's the guy that would get the credit when they draft. Steven will be absolutely more of a nightmare. Yeah. So I'm just telling you, it's not gonna get any better. It's not like this. It's not like George Steinbrenner. See, Steinbrenner wasn't like Jerry Jones. Steinbrenner hired people. He liked to be in the spotlight, but he put people in position, and he just came and signed the check when needed.
Yes,
that's what he did. But he had Gene Michael, he had Bob Watson. He always had baseball people that could, run interference first and make the right call. But he's gonna sign a check when somebody out there he want, like this Juan Soto thing. He would go get him. Jerry Jones is not like that. Jerry Jones wants to buy the groceries. He wants to turn the lights on. Yep. He wants to park the cars. Yep. He want to be at the cheerleader meeting. He want to do everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And look, anytime you have an owner that won't turn it over to their child, good or bad, that's a sign right there. They're not giving up that limelight.
Yeah. So let's go through last week's game.
Yep.
Games. It was a great game.
Who's that?
Ravens versus Bengals.
Great game.
Awesome game.
Oh yeah.
I watched that game. That was a great game.
Yeah.
We all picked the Ravens, right?
We all picked the Ravens.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yep.
We had Giants and Panthers. I picked
Panthers showing some life, and I hate to say it, but I'm scared the Cowboys may lose to the Panthers.
They are going to lose to the Panthers. You don't hate to say it. They're going to lose to the Panthers. That's happening.
That's
going down.
Even think about, dude.
That's going down. You gotta. I mean, I don't even want to talk about them right now. But who picked Panthers and who picked the Giants last week? Did I pick the Giants?
I picked the Giants. Wes, you picked the Panthers. Coach picked the Panthers.
Good. Okay.
I picked the Giants.
Cool.
Giants are trash too. Finally, it looks like they have stopped playing Daniel Jones. So
yeah.
Let me see. Patriots and the Bears. I had the Bears. Damn. Cliff had the Bears. Wes had the Bears.
I had the
Bears. Kai had the Bears.
Wow, we all took the Bears, huh?
We all took the Bears?
We all took the Bears.
Oh, wow.
No, Coach had the Patriots. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. Because I like the May kid. I like him.
Yeah, Coach had the Patriots. I'm sorry. We have 49ers, Buccaneers.
Let's go, Niners. We back.
I had the Bucks.
We back.
Yeah, your man is corny as hell, Coach.
What's had the Bucks?
Your man is corny as hell. Bosa, he need to get his ass kicked.
Debo?
Straight up. He need to get his ass kicked. Bosa need to get his ass straight.
He do. He definitely do. He took that
Because
fine.
when they ask him the question, I respect him more if when the mic got in front of you, you didn't act like a bitch.
Yeah.
Be a man. Step up. You put it down like you want everybody to see it. When the camera get in front of you and the mic is there, step up. Like I would have had more respect for you, but he's straight here. He should wear that hat because he's a coward. That's what he is.
Yes, but he is. He took the fine too.
Honestly, like
the fine was garbage, right? Because when I think about that, right, that was a political $11,000. That was a political message that he sent, right? $11,000. So he sent a political message, and everybody thought it was cute, right? And they get it. But we had another dude that made a social message as well, and he couldn't play football no more.
He couldn't play again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey,
it's like
NFL is the NFL.
No, that's just sports. That's just the microcosm of sports. It's not just the NFL. That's what
the NFL I think keeps showing us who they truly are, though.
Oh yeah, we already know that. Yeah, we know that. But that's sports in general. They all gonna do some foolishness like that. But that one right there, I was like, okay, the camera's in front of you. Why'd you wear the hat? Like they asked a simple question. Yeah. It's like, man, get off the stage, man. You're corny.
Yeah. that whole thing you knew was planned out. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that given, and we understand the NFL and who owns it and how it's run, and great point with Kaepernick, not just a team, but the league itself kind of rallied against him, right? And where we are right now, the bravado, things are kind of up in your face, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's interesting what's going to go on with the NFL. It's going to be interesting to see, not wishing anything bad, of course, but, we see how people are and what they're willing to do in terms of making a point. And, not everybody is going for it. Not everybody it's football. It's physical. It's aggressive. It's, in your face all the time. It's we saw what happened with Debo and the kicker and the long snapper.
Yeah.
You can imagine who's on behind closed doors.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I think I'm concerned with the 49ers with what Bosa did. That is going to cause a huge division, I think, in the locker room.
Absolutely.
That's my biggest issue with what transpired. You just ripped the locker room apart right there. What Debo did with the long snapper, that's about competition. That's about
for sure. No, for sure.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine.
That's
with
passion.
Yeah,
I agree.
On camera in front of everybody.
But what Bosa did tears the locker room apart.
Yeah.
It does.
And not for nothing, the Niners already have the black-white division in their locker room anyway. That's been reported on. So this just brings it to the forefront.
It was just a kind of like, I don't know. It was just kind of hard to look at that. Just even watch it. And I watched Kittle's reaction, because again, he was like grinning, like, that's pretty funny. Like, you dude did it. Like, he had to look like he did it. Like he knew he was going to do it. But
like they were talking about it before.
Yeah, like they were talking about it. That's exactly that's what it looked like. Kittle's was like, we talked about it, whatever. But it's just real ironic how, a man being quiet with his hand in the air was on his knee was just, treated like garbage. And that right there, this is the whole performance because, 4 years ago, they wanted to, blow the country up. And this year they want to tell us this is how we should be peaceful. Make sure nobody was going to do none of that. Nobody had no plans to do nothing like that. You respect the results and you keep it moving. Right. That's just normal fabric, but he's throwing it in your face like y'all won, whatever. You got your guy. You don't need to do that in front of the country. $11,000 wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. I thought it was like 25. It definitely
no, it was
wasn't
11.
You know,
yeah,
that's supposed to be a game check right there.
That should have been a game and sit down.
Yeah. Yep.
Just send a message because really by not doing anything, see, that's the problem, because you already set the precedence about political messages.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yep.
It's kind of the same thing on the job application now. People are saying, and it's true, man. You got to take convicted felon off a job application because the ultimate job was given to somebody that's a convicted felon.
Yep.
So, it's real talk. But yeah, the Bosa thing was interesting. Very good game though. That was a very entertaining game. Baker Mayfield has grown on me.
He's having a solid year, man.
He's balling, man. He's just playing football, man. He shut up. He got humble, and now he can really play football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he balling, man. For
He
sure.
earned my respect. He earned my respect last year. What he was able to do with the Bucs last year, he showed a lot of leadership, and he just calmed down. And very few mistakes.
Yeah, I can appreciate how he's playing, man. I like it. I think it's kind of big time, and that was a really good game as well last week. I thought the Pittsburgh game. I'm waiting for Russell to get his apologies. I've been saying that for 5 weeks now.
hey, Russ is solid. Russ is a game manager.
He's a game manager, but he don't like Jaden Daniels. You had two guys that's not going to turn the rock over, but Russ can get it down the field. He's not going to take chances, but when you need a big play, Russ can make it.
Yeah.
That moon ball, nobody throws it better.
Nobody throws it better than him.
That's all you need with the Steelers. You just got to manage the game.
Manage the game and the moon ball when you need it. And they're legitimately, I mean, I want to hear Cade's perspective on this, but they're legitimately in the mix. And I'm talking about like that, 4 or 5 team mix that can win it all.
No, they're the team that nobody want to play.
I actually think they're better than the Ravens.
Well,
I agree because Ravens' defense is trash.
Listen,
because of the defense.
Yeah,
they got Lamar, dude.
Yeah, but Ravens' defense is trash.
Yeah, but they got Lamar.
That's fine. They got Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and you know what Russell can do? As long as Russ can get the ball to Pickens, you good. Because we've seen that the Ravens' cornerbacks are trash.
Different in Pittsburgh right now. You got a ball.
It's real different right now in Pittsburgh. They can run the ball. They can control the clock. Yep. And they got a quarterback that's not going to make mistakes. And they got a good defense. That's the team that Baltimore wouldn't want to see in the playoffs in the first round.
It's going to be a chess match because those two teams particularly may see each other 3 times in the next 2 months. So we'll see. But
here's the thing though. What's Pittsburgh's record right now?
7-2.
7-2.
Yeah.
And the Ravens is 7-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They played twice. They haven't played yet.
Yeah. They haven't played yet.
Right. And where's the first game? Is it in Baltimore?
Yeah, because it's this week, right? Yes. Is it?
All right. So I got Pittsburgh. And if Pittsburgh wins that game, they're gonna sweep them in the season and tap them in the playoffs.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
No, I don't see them beating them.
They're gonna be tough to beat, man. If they learn how to win.
Yeah, I don't see them beating them 3 times. That's tough to do. It's tough to beat anybody 3 times.
Right.
Well, Pittsburgh is gonna be a tough out as the season goes on, because now Tomlin is probably coaching. He's gonna coach like he's playing with the house's money now. He's gonna teach. They're gonna learn. They might lose a couple more games, but trust me when I tell you, nobody gonna want to play them in the postseason.
He gonna open up that playbook now.
Yeah.
Yep, he can.
Just that whole chess move right there with starting Justin Fields. How many they got? What they ended up with 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah, and Russ is
7-2.
And now make the switch 3 games straight. What Russ throw for yesterday? Another 300 game?
Yeah.
I don't think it was
Just under, I think.
280. I think.
2 and change. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was high twos. It was high twos.
Right. So, man, I don't think anybody got anything for them outside it because Kansas City's undefeated right now. They just figured out a way to win. They got Andy Reid. But the AFC might be Pittsburgh's. I wouldn't be surprised.
We got some other teams that are looking.
Buffalo looks good too.
Buffalo is
they legit.
They legit.
Y'all might have to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, y'all.
I've already been doing it.
I've been
waiting for nobody.
I've been waiting for y'all to move over to the Steelers because they got the black quarterback, they got the black coach. I've been waiting for y'all to do that. I would feel better about that.
Always the first with a black quarterback, or first black. I don't think the first black coach, but Tomlin been there for I don't know how many years.
Yep.
They stick behind him, progressive, Rooney Rule, all that. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like y'all should be fans of the Steelers.
Cliff ain't gonna do it though. Come on, Cliff.
No. Listen, I'm going down. I'm a sink. I'm gonna go down with the sinking ship because I knew it going in.
The ship already sunk 30 years ago.
It's like the Titanic. You just down there looking for.
Yeah, you down there playing with the ghosts. It's like the ship, man. It's just it's because the captain is the same captain.
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. All right, Broncos, Chiefs. The Chiefs go to win.
Hey, the Broncos not playing bad. They're not playing.
No, they're not.
They had problems putting up points in the second half yesterday, though, right?
Yeah.
That's
but that's that Chiefs defense, though.
Right.
Chiefs defense, no joke, yo.
Yeah, Chiefs, I think, had the best halftime adjustments in the game right now. The
Chiefs. What I like about the Chiefs is that they playing for something. They playing to go undefeated and for a 3-peat. They playing for both of those things.
Yeah.
And don't get it twisted. Pat knows that that's a legitimate claim to GOAT. He does that this year.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as it may be a 3-peat, 4 rings, undefeated season.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
4 rings, a 3-peat, and an undefeated season. Nobody's saying that because he got as many as Montana. Yeah, he can have as many as Brady in 7, but he got 4 with an undefeated, and he's not even 30.
He's not
30. 30?
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He's
and it's not like he has Randy Moss when he went undefeated. This dude is playing with different receivers, no running backs. It doesn't matter.
Tom Brady got 7 rings, though.
I know.
He got a legit shot to get 7.
He got a shot.
No, but Hawk, if you talk about 4 in 5 tries with a perfect season before 30,
I mean that sounds good. So if he doesn't win it, he wins this ring 3-peat, doesn't go back again. He's the GOAT.
Yep.
No, he got. I think he got to win some more. But I think the levels get chopped off a lot by going undefeated and doing a 3-peat. No NFL team is 3-peated ever.
Yeah.
And undefeated.
That's a feat. That's a feat. And then going undefeated in a 16-game season and winning the Super Bowl. 17 game season.
And it's going to all depend on how everything unfolds because, Hot, to answer your question, we may consider him the GOAT too because he's dominated since he's been in the league. I mean, Brady, it took Brady 20 years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If he does this in 7
he's not going to play 20 years.
I can't even say it, yo.
No. But like, there's Andy Reid. There's a top defense every year. Like
he has.
He lost the cheetah and still went back and won without the cheetah. That says a lot. I mean, trust me. You know who my favorite quarterback in
from a coaching standpoint, you're not gonna get an argument because one had Andy Reid, one had Bill Belichick, but then one went and won one without Belichick. So he put something extra on his resume, right? So what I'm saying is the equivalent of this is a guy going to three-peat, 17-game season, undefeated. It's like, yikes.
But 10 times, 7 rings and 10 appearances.
This guy's going 5. He'll go 5 in 7 years.
He may be 4 or 5 in 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years he went to 5.
During Brady's 10 appearances, what was the shortest amount of time in between multiple Super Bowls? 2 years?
2 years. He won back to back.
He never went back to back.
Yeah, he won back to back. He beat Carolina and Philadelphia back to back.
He won back to back once.
And then you go back 2 years later, 3 years later.
I don't see the equivalent.
But don't get it twisted. He also went 10 years without going.
I'm trying to in my own mind just figure out like, okay, in the shortest, because 10 appearances, Super Bowls, that's just crazy. And you won 7.
Yeah, I know we get it, but we're saying that he's been. Think about this though, Hawk. 5 Super Bowls in 7 years of playing football. And winning 4 of them, and one is an undefeated season and 3 in a row.
Well, let's not and the one yet. It
didn't happen yet, but I'm saying, man. I mean, we speculating if that happened.
And the one you lost was against the GOAT.
I root for Pat Mahomes, so you know I root for Pat Mahomes.
I'm just saying he's not. I don't think he is, but I think he slices a lot of levels off of that. Yeah. With that, like it becomes a conversation because of that.
And I think that it could be a conversation now.
I do too.
So it's a topic. It's a topic now.
Playing God's advocate, if you know what I'm, just playing God's advocate. That's all.
Yeah, I got you. It's a topic now, but yeah, I think I like both of them. So I'm a Mahomes fan, but I was a Brady fan too. I respected the hell out of Tom Brady.
Yeah. So I was never a Brady fan, but I respected him. I always respected him. Like
I didn't like Peyton Manning, so I was always anytime they played Manning, I wanted Brady to win.
When he went to Tampa Bay and won it in Tampa,
that to me was the greatest one. That was the greatest one to me.
Come on, man! In 1 year, come on, yo! Like, come on, y'all. So, all right, let me see. That was next on the sketch out. We got the Bills versus Colts. We don't need to talk about that game.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Steelers Commanders, we kind of already talked about.
Yep.
Let me see. We just talked about the Command Vikings Jaguars. I know I had the Vikings.
Yeah, but let's talk about the Vikings game.
Okay.
Y'all people still want to be on that Sam Darnold train?
I've always said Sam Darnold going to become Sam Darnold at some point.
Come on, man. Hey, good for him, man. I'm glad he's getting some love, but don't do it to yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Vikings fans.
He got a D. He's getting some wins. They're gonna get to the playoffs. It's gonna be a A-OK year for Sam Darnold.
Yeah. He's gonna get a check. And he'll get a lot more love, and everybody's Sam Darnold. But he's the same dude, man. It didn't change.
Sure is.
It didn't change.
Falcons at the Saints. Saints won that.
Kirk Cousins was in the building. I was rooting for the Saints that game.
Yeah, we all had the Falcons.
Yeah.
I was rooting for the Saints because that was my fantasy pools. That was what I was rooting for.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have the Falcons.
How come you didn't pick him here? How come you didn't pick him here?
No, well, I didn't know in Suicide. I didn't know that my opponent picked the Falcons and my opponent picked the Bears. So it was 3 people left in the Suicide. And when I saw the Bears was losing and the Falcons was losing, I became Saint and Patriot fan Sunday real quick.
Oh yeah.
I picked the Chargers.
Nice.
Well, you got that. We all picked the Chargers.
Yeah.
We picked the Cards against the Jets. I picked the Cards. Cliff picked the Jets. Wes picked the Cards.
Hey, Cliff, we gotta talk about Aaron Rodgers though.
Please, let's do
that.
Done.
Wash, y'all are right.
That wasn't Aaron Rodgers that played Sunday. That was his twin, right? Because Aaron Rodgers don't do nothing wrong.
That was Barry Rogers.
It was another person that it wasn't him. It was just somebody else. Yeah.
He is trash.
He really is, yo.
He's trash. I don't want to say he's trash. He's Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest of all time. One of them.
Trash.
The way he goes about his business, his arrogance, the way he treats people, throws people under the bus, no accountability.
Yep.
It breeds dissension and it kills the spirit.
Yep.
And he reminds me of somebody. And the irony is that he plays with the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get it.
Who?
Woody Johnson was.
Woody Johnson is a little different.
What was it? He was the ambassador to England.
Yeah.
Who appointed him?
Well, he's Trump's boy.
Right, and so it makes sense that Aaron Rodgers plays there.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Oh yeah. Right. Everybody said that. Yeah.
So you see what happens on the field with the Jets and team chemistry and all the dysfunction and chaos, and you can't build a plan. You can't stay on point. You're not building team. You're building self. And what that does.
He's going to be on the Pat McAfee show. You see how that works. He's on there every week. He got the standing spot, and there's no chemistry, and there's me, and yada, yada, yada. He might give some people kudos, but it looks a lot familiar to what Bleacher Report has on Monday with our guy, Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Same stuff, man. So it's not a recipe for success.
No.
Yeah, it's a recipe for 3-16.
Yeah.
They're twins.
3 or 14. Because you say they're gonna get 2 playoff games in 16.
Lions caught the win over the Texans.
I went to bed. I thought they won.
Yeah.
They didn't score in the second half. Texans didn't score a single point in the second half.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. They got coaching problems.
Your boy threw 5 picks and still won.
Texas has coaching problems.
They got and it's not D'Amico Ryan's coaching. It's the offensive coordinator.
Yes.
It's the third game I've watched where he takes his foot off the gas when he's getting up in somebody's ass. They did it against Green Bay. He did it against Buffalo. And now he did it against Detroit. And they become predictable in the second half. It's not the same coordinator. They were all in Detroit's ass in the first half.
Yep. You can't lose a game when we get 5 picks. You can't lose that game.
5 picks and lose?
Yeah.
Could have been 6. Stingley dropped one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that was bad. And I'm mad because I was hoping they would come in complacent and let the Cowboys win one, but now they coming in mad, so they're gonna probably blow the doors off.
Oh, they're gonna blow our doors off. Everybody invited me to their football party this week. They're like, "What, you want to come over?" No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to come over. I'm busy. I'm busy
Trying
this week.
to get you. Trying to get Wes in the house.
They was like, "Hey, let's get that Cowboy fan up in here."
Yeah, exactly.
The last one was Dolphins at Rams. Dolphins won. I think I had the Dolphins. We all had the Dolphins.
I had Rams up there.
No, you got the Dolphins, Cliff.
I did?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kai had the Rams. But hold on. I'll be right back. Let me just pick this picture.
All right.
Yeah, man. Everybody want me to come to their little get together this week for football. I'm not doing it.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, me too. You know, stuff like that just makes me understand that I really be doing my job. Listen, I'll be out here working, Cliff. I'll be lifting some heavy weights out here, Cliff. You know, I come on the show and I give the Cowboys flack, but I get out there in public and out here in the streets, I can't do it. You know, I gotta take up for my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you become the mark. And they be
And everybody knows who I am, man.
Yep.
That's it.
This time of year they start hunting you. Well, actually this time of year, past 3 years, we've been all right. It's gonna be a sad end of the year for us.
Oh. Whew. Whew.
All right,
But
so we got the Commanders at the Eagles.
The Panthers at the Eagles this week?
Commanders at the Eagles.
Oh, I got the Commanders at the Eagles.
Where's the game?
In Philly?
In Philly.
I got Eagles. No. I got I got Commanders. I got
Eagles. I got Eagles at home. Commanders will get them on the ring.
I think Sirianni's gonna he's gonna blow it.
I got the Eagles.
I got the Redskins. I mean the Commanders.
In a close game, I think he blows it.
Commanders, Eagles.
Yeah, definitely Commanders.
Cliff, what you got?
I got Eagles.
I got the Eagles too. Raiders at the Dolphins. I got the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
The Ravens at the Dolphins?
Raiders.
Oh, I got the Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Browns at the Saints. I got the Saints. Nope. I got the
Browns.
I got the Browns. Crazy how
famous shit. I got the Browns too.
I got James going back to New Orleans and taking care of business.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got Browns. Yes.
Colts at Jets. I got
Joe Flacco.
That's an ugly game. I got the Colts.
40-year-old quarterbacks. I'm going with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts.
I'm going with the Jets.
I'm going with the Jets too. They're not gonna lose at home. Jets. Colts. Vikings at Titans. I got the Vikings.
Vikings.
Packers at the Bears. I got the Packers.
Packers.
I actually got the Bears in the upset.
Ooh, okay.
I do, yeah. Because that narrative that Green Bay owns, I mean, I know it was always Aaron Rodgers, but Green Bay been beating down Chicago for a minute.
True.
And these cats, yeah, they gonna feel some type of way. I think they're gonna equal it out. They do for something.
Jaguars at the Lions. Got the Lions.
Lions.
Rams at the Patriots.
The Rams at the Patriots?
Yeah, I got the Patriots.
I got the Patriots because it's cold weather.
Yeah, I got the Patriots too.
I got the Rams.
Is that a 1 o'clock game?
Yes.
Yeah, I got the Patriots.
Oof. That is tough sledding as far as time and everything for Rams, but cold. But I'm gonna stick with the Rams.
3 hours earlier.
All right, Cliff, you know what it is? Cliff?
Rams.
I know. You know what it is?
Oh!
Ravens at the Steelers. I got the Steelers.
I got the Steelers.
I got the Steelers too.
I got the Steelers, but I need Lamar to have a great game because he's my fantasy quarterback.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna have one.
Seahawks at the Niners. I got the Seahawks.
I got the Niners.
Yeah, you real disrespectful, huh?
Well, this will be the sweep. Didn't y'all beat them a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Seattle coming off a loss. They're gonna be look for revenge. They're just not good enough. I'm on the Niners.
Yeah, they're not good enough.
They're not.
Oh! Falcons at Broncos. Got the Broncos.
Ooh, I got the Broncos.
That's going to be a good game.
That is going to be a good game. I got the Broncos too.
I'm going Falcons.
Chiefs at the Bills. I got the Chiefs.
Ooh. Is that a Monday night game or a Sunday night game?
Sunday, 4:25.
Oh, that's not even a prime time?
They're not even going to flex that?
Word.
I got the Bills. I mean, I got the Chiefs.
I need the Chiefs to keep this undefeated thing going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cliff?
Yeah, I got the Chiefs.
Bengals at Chargers. I got the Chargers.
Woo! I got Bengals.
I got Bengals, but I believe that whatchamacallit's hurt. Burrows.
I got the Chargers.
Burrows took a lot of abuse against the Ravens.
He played great the other night.
He did, but he was getting hit.
And last but not least, got the Texans at the Cowboys.
Oh,
let's go Texans!
Monday night? That's a Monday night game.
Monday night game.
Oh, I got the Texans twice.
I got Texans.
Let's
I got
go
the
Texans.
Ain't that some shit? We got 3 Cowboy fans, or historically Cowboy fans, on this thing, and we all rooting against the Cowboys in Dallas.
Oh, that game's in Dallas?
It's in Dallas.
Oh, they're gonna get embarrassed again. That's what they do this year. They get run up in their spot.
Not only do they get run up in their spot, they have the historical worst 5-game start of the season home record in NFL history. They've done something that no other team has ever done before, and that's have a 20-point plus deficit in each of the games. So they're trash at home, bro.
Wow.
I understand they were struggling to get 10 yards.
JT said, let me find it.
They were struggling to get 10 yards in that game.
Don't sleep on Cooper Rush. He got the rust knocked off now.
But that's the truth, though. I think he's going to play better. I mean, granted, he only threw for 47 yards, so he can't play worse. But I think
that dude looked like he had a big can of STD pills, the scared to death pills. He looked shook out there, man. I was like, yo, what is that? All I did was look at the first drive. I was watching it from a sports bar. I was like, oh, this is over.
Well, he might as well get comfortable now. He's playing the rest of the season. So
they gonna play Trey Lance.
They play Trey Lance too.
They're gonna play Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Why do you play Cooper Rush? He's a free agent. He's nothing more than a backup. You might as well play Trey Lance.
That's true. But that tells you how bad Trey Lance must be.
Well, he's really not good. We know that. Yeah, we do know that.
All right, gentlemen. Listen, is there anything about the NBA you want to discuss before we, close up?
Hey, Bronny in the G League.
Well,
I saw that, man. Bronny had 6 points. He had 2 for 10 from the floor, 0 for 5 from 3. But Quincy Oliveri had 28, 7 threes, and Max Lewis had 27, had 5 threes. And I had to go look that up because nobody wanted to. They wanted to talk about the 6 points.
I saw 2 different memes highlighting what they did.
Yeah, Quincy Oliveri and the other dude, Max Lewis, had 55 combined and made 12 threes.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the NBA Cup starts tonight. Y'all the defending champs. LeBron defending his crown, bro.
Here.
The first ever in the history of the NBA MVP
Well,
Yeah.
he's defending his crown.
Done that. Let's go down in history.
Nah, but to be honest with you, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see if the play, the intensity and all that, definitely that raises a level like last year, because there were some good games last year.
Well, Golden State plays Dallas, I think, tonight. That's going to be a good one.
Oh, Clay's
That should be a
homecoming.
good game.
Yeah.
Clay
That should be a
homecoming.
good game.
That's crazy.
I watched the game Friday night. I watched the Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns play.
Yeah.
And that was a good game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was good.
Down to the
Is
wire.
Ben Simmons playing this year?
Yeah, he is, but they sat him down already.
Yeah, boy,
Oh,
he got hurt. He played a couple games ago and then got hurt, but yeah, he was playing decent. I mean,
Damn, I want to just say he made me think of something, Wes. Now I don't know what to. Oh, so we had in our text message thread, we had a little. I think I put up a post about Kyrie taking that last shot.
yeah.
And I mean, you guys said Luka. I'm like, I'm fine either way. Like, you know.
I mean, I'm fine either way, but the reason I give it to Luka, because Luka may get the foul call. And also I didn't think Kyrie, I think he settled for that shot.
Yeah. I mean, but he had 40-something points.
Yeah, no, he had a great game. So you go with the hot hand. As a coach, you really do go with the hot hand.
Yeah.
I think Luka would have done something to draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
Yeah. So the Knicks.
well, they playing in this NBA Cup game against the Sixers right now.
It's Embiid's first game, right?
Yeah, it's Embiid's first game. But the crazy thing about the East is there's only two teams over 500 in the East. And Cleveland's undefeated, and then there's Boston at 7-2. Everybody else is under 500.
Wow.
That's crazy.
In the East right now.
Yeah, Cleveland out there serving up ass whoopings, I see.
They're serving them up.
12-0.
Blowing everybody out.
Yeah.
They look really good.
They really do. That's that Atkins. That's
Kenny Atkins. Yep.
Who Durant and them got rid of, right?
Who?
When they got to the Nets.
Yeah.
Nets got rid of him.
Yeah, the Nets got rid of him.
Yeah. Well, Durant and the Kyrie got rid of him.
Kyrie, Durant, and Harden, they got rid of him.
Yeah, they didn't need a coach.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No, wait, no. That's
yeah.
They
They said they need a coach.
Right. That's what Steve Nash.
Yeah.
But the Knicks, with them and Cat being on the team now, and them finding chemistry, and I was looking at what's his name? Jaden. What is it? Jalen Hurts. I mean, not Jalen Hurts.
Brunson.
Thank you.
Jalen Brunson.
Brunson. Yeah, they were looking at his stats, comparing him to last year's stats, and so far he's fallen off tremendously.
Yeah.
So I just want to get you guys' opinion on that. How would you feel, especially you, Cliff?
Well, Cat needs to. First of all, I think he's fitting in nicely for early on in the season, but they just have to develop chemistry. The biggest issue I have with the Knicks and potential problems is their depth. They have no bench at all. They got McBride coming off the bench. That's it. Deuce. Yep. That's it. But as far as Brunson and Cat and them getting their shots and building up some continuity, I think it's just once the season is 20 games in, you'll see a different Knicks team, and I think they'll be playing a lot better. Their depth is the only thing that I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think it will be good. Brunson is just letting. I mean, he's got a different role, and sometimes it's harder for the player that's been there to ingratiate himself when you got a guy like Cat, a big man like that.
He's gonna find his way because he's a solid point guard, so he's gonna find it.
I agree. And
remember, we still got Bridges too. He's trying to,
Yep.
Both of them are used to getting up their shots, and all of that has to, now they're second and third options. So it's gonna take it'll take some time, but I think they're gonna be All right.
And I think they're doing the right thing. You want the new guy to get really comfortable.
Yep.
So I think Brunson's doing the right thing. Let him go ahead and get comfortable, because Brunson knows what he can do because he got the ball in his hands. He can do what he wants when he wants. So
yeah, I think they're gonna be fine. Have you guys going to college? You guys watched the Rutgers game like the first night on TV?
Yeah. Dylan Harper looks really good.
They don't even have the other player yet, and they just look like, they look like a basketball team. Yeah. They're not running the weave. They not, they got 5 or 6 guys that can put the ball on the ground and get a bucket. They have a couple of bigs that can score around. They got the bigs all play different. Like they got the white boy big that can shoot the 3. Yep. Then they got the Somerville guy that can play a little bit of a back to the basket, and then they gonna have Ace come back. He's 6'10", more of a Durant, but he's a big, a 6'10" dude that can shoot. So they got some players over there.
No, I like what Rutgers got to get to, at least I think the Sweet 16. They got to get to the Sweet 16 this year.
I agree with you.
Well, they got that recruiting class, and they play D. I don't think and I didn't know that they had all that length, Wes. I mean,
they've got 3 bigs. They've got 3 bigs, and then they've got a couple of guys that they got from the portal that get up and down. They have a couple of guys that are basket getters that were scoring like 20 a game in other schools that's not getting their shots up right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they legit. They legit.
They legit.
They legit.
Talking about Rutgers
University
basketball. Big shout out to Brandon Knight, of course, friend and family of the show IZM Sports. He's one of the coaches on that team. Shout him out. But so I mean, is that it? Is anything else on the deck we want to address?
I'm just happy, man. A great time of year, man. Got college basketball. I got NBA. We got the in-season cup for the NBA. It's just
you got Duke, Kentucky tonight. Later on tonight.
Yeah, Duke, Kentucky tonight.
That's what I want to see. Duke, Kentucky.
Hey, Cooper Flag, man.
Cooper Flag, yeah.
That's
exciting. I know that the Cooper Flag is the #1 college basketball player, and the number 2 and 3 is on Rutgers. That shit, it's killing me right now. Like what?
Yeah, I'm so happy with college basketball right now.
Oh man.
Oh, and coach, that kid from Auburn, I saw that clip. He looked nice, yo.
No, Tahad is nice. He's a dog too. Like he gets it. My only thing is he's so cool. He's so cool. Sometimes that annoys me, but he gets it. His dad played at St. Anne's, played on the team with Bobby and Terry, Jerry Walker them. But the kid is nice. He got it. He got it.
Well, they went into Houston and beat them, and now they're ranked. So that Auburn team is clearly legit. So I'm definitely gonna be watching them.
Nah, Tahad can really play ball. He can play ball.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, we can round this up. It's a great episode.
Yeah.
We got a special. I wish KG could have made it in. Discuss the Pittsburgh Steelers with the brother, but maybe next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
My brother.
We gotta send him the link to let him know all the love he got on the show with the Steelers this week.
I'll send the YouTube link to him right now.
Yep.
All right, bros.
All right,
you know,
All right,